Welcome to the Degenerate Gambler Trading Challenge. Let me explain why I'm doing this and what I hope to accomplish with it. So very recently, I had a member of part of my private community going through a rough patch, voicing some, just some rough times, right? If you've ever traded, you know that you hit those rough times, and Bills, as I will call him, voiced some things, and he made a comment and I thought, hey, there's your problem. But it got me more thinking, you know what? Why don't I just do a challenge to illustrate the problem here and what the fix is for this problem? And the problem at the core is not he didn't know how to read charts. It wasn't that he wasn't educated. Nothing like that. It's how he's thinking about his money. And this is where things start to get a little backwards and where the title Degenerate Gambler comes from. But in many ways, you need to think about your money like a degenerate gambler, but it needs to be harnessed. And I'll explain this as we go. But let me first get to the comment, and the comment will reveal what his problem is, specifically how he's thinking about his money. So Bill says, you guys are correct. I just have not been able to apply it. It being referring to his strategy, his rules. On paper, yeah, was going well. Live, a lot of red days, but here we go. Makes me sick to think. Okay, so we have a key statement. Something has made him sick. Something has caused him to think a certain way, and how he's thinking makes him sick. So, okay, well, what is causing him to think this way that's making him sick? Because this is the linchpin. I lost 5 trailer loads of hard work. Now, Bills is a very, very hard worker. In fact, I've met him now in person and hung out. He was at our Arizona meet and greet. But he does a lot of storage locker stuff. I mean, he's a man of many different side hustles, and he does a lot of stuff, which is fantastic. But did you capture what's going on? How was he thinking about his money that was on the line, that was being risked? Well, he was equating it with what? He was equating it with trailer loads of hard work. This money that I'm risking, I worked hard for it. In fact, that was like 5 trailer loads. That was a lot of hard work. If you equate, so if you think about your money and you attach to it money on the line, money being risked with hard work, and you attach it to some sort of suffering, anything that came with generating that money, you're doomed. You're doomed. You're not going to be able to follow rules. You're going to spin out of control. Why? Because you really care about that money. And you should care about it. That's where the trickiness comes into play, because you did work hard for it. I'm not saying that Bills, or I'm not saying that you did not work hard for your money. I'm saying you did work hard for it. So you have this attachment of money being risked with hard work. You can't do that. You've got to have the mentality of who cares? I don't care. I don't care about this money. That's where, again, the degenerate gambler part is coming. So it's just the mindset in terms of how you think about your money. Now, this is all going to be harnessed. It needs to be, quote unquote, harnessed. We'll call it degenerate gambling within a structured set of rules. But at the core, you've got to detach money being risked with hard work. What is the better way? How should you be thinking about that money? Think about it like this. So instead of the hard work that it took to get that money, think about it as I can get more of it. That's it. I can get more of it. Now, there's got to be truth behind it, right? There's got to be either a job, there's got to be a side hustle, there's got to be some sort of passive income where I can get more of it. So do you see the difference here? Instead of thinking, wow, money being risked, it took me a lot of hard work to get that money. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went to get that money. I had to Uber. I had to save up. I had to do this, that, and the other to get that money. No. You got to look at that money as I can get more of it. And if you can get more of it, then what? So who cares if I lose it? Who cares? Let's have some fun with it. Now, yes, you want to have fun, but in a harness type of way. And for me, in this challenge, I'm going to be putting money on the line. And the money where I'm coming from is a place from some of my real estate investments. I have passive income that comes from there. So for me, I can look at this money, and I'll explain the amounts in a little bit. But I can look at this money and say, yeah, who cares? I can get more of it. If it's gone, whatever, I can get more of it. So that's how you have to think about your capital. You've got to think about it not in terms of hard work, but in terms of, I can get more of it. And if you can get more of it, then who cares if I lose it? And then the other reason why I'm doing this challenge is I did a challenge like this back in 2020, and I actually learned quite a few things that have translated into my trading right now. So this is not the first time I've done the challenge. If you're curious about how that first challenge went, I put a link down in the description box. So now moving forward, let it set up some rules, because my argument to you, my goal and what I am going to prove is that When you have the mentality of who cares, I can get more money, you can follow the rules. In fact, it becomes very kind of anticlimactic to follow the rules because again, who cares? Who cares about the money? If I lose it, who cares? Why do you not care? Because I can get more of it. I realize I keep talking about that and repeating myself, but that is such an important point. How you think about your money being risked is going to influence so much of your behavior within a managed situation. Managed situation being the key thing. So I realize the title, I admit, I want it to be eye-catching. I'm not advocating going out there doing random stuff. I'm not advocating going out there and loading up on some sort of, way out of the money options. No, we are going to be operating within a structured, logical manner and having rules. But the idea here is to show you to follow the rules, that if you don't care about the money, you're going to be able to follow the rules. So let's go to each of these rules of the strategy. So rule number 1, my maximum loss overall is going to be $2,500. Now I mentioned this already, the $2,500 is coming from just my real estate investments, passive income that I get every month. So like I said, I don't care. If I lose it, who cares? It's $2,500. And I don't say that to brag. I say to illustrate the point of that's how you need to care about your money. I don't care. I can get more money. I can get $2,500. It's not a big deal. I know where the $2,500 came from, and I know that I can get more of it, if I fail. So that's where it's coming from. I don't care. Let's have some fun. Rule number 2, my maximum loss daily is going to be $500. So every day, $500 is the most that I can lose, which means that the challenge could theoretically be over in 5 days. And I will say this, the one flaw here and the one thing that I'm not advocating is that I am risking 20% of my overall risk. Because remember, my overall risk is $2,500. So I'm risking 20% of that potentially in a single trade. Don't do that. That's poor money management. But again, the idea of this challenge is not to get into the nitty-gritty details of every little aspect, but just to show that when you don't care about your money, you can follow broad rules. So these are the broad rules. I'm not making any claims. The point of this challenge is not to show you all little nooks and crannies of details of every, no, that's a side issue. They're important, yes, but this is more of a psychology video. How can you put yourself in a mindset to follow rules? So yes, I don't think it's likely, but it is possible that, who knows, maybe this thing is over in 5 days because I take 5 trades. Each trade is $500 loss, so I'm done for the day, and then my $2,500 is over or is gone, and the challenge is therefore over. So that's possible. I don't think that will happen, but it is possible because, again, 20% in one trade of your overall risk, that's poor money management. But again, like I discussed, that's a side point. My price target is going to be 1R and minimum. So I have to get minimum of 1R. Real quick, what do I mean by 1R? Well, let's just say that I'm risking $1 per share. If I'm risking $1 per share, then I need to get at least $1 per share of profit. And if I can get, so let's just say I'm buying at 100 and my stop loss is at 99, that means I cannot take profits until it gets up to 101. Why? Because again, if I'm risking $1 and my entry point is 100, then I needed to go at minimum $1 in my favor, which would put that first target at 101. So I cannot touch anything, and that'll be one of those crucial rules. Cannot touch anything, cannot take profit, can do nothing until it hits 1R, which is my price target. Next rule, 1R price target percent of position is going to be 50% maximum. So to keep the math easy, let's say I buy 100 shares. The price goes down to that 1R price target. At that point, the most shares I can take profit of is going to be 50 shares. Because that's maximum 50% of my position. So again, if it was 10,000 shares, then the maximum I could do, hopefully you're saying, would be 5,000 shares because that's 50% of 10,000. Now, I don't have to do 50%. I don't have to do anything at all. But the point here is that the big rule is it's got to hit 1R price target. And then the second one is I can take no more than 50% of my position off at that 1R price target. And then at the 2R price target, stop loss adjustment is optional. So going back to the first example, if my risk is $1, then if the price goes $2 in my favor, 2R, then at that point I have the choice. Do I have to move my stop loss? I don't have to, but I can start to move it at that point in time. So in other words, I need to give the trade a chance to win and get winning for me. But even if it hits that 2R price target, doesn't mean that I have to adjust my stop loss at all, but it then becomes, per these rules, I'm allowed to start to adjust that if need be and if I, want to start to potentially let the trade or, start to bring down, the minimum that I'd be able to make or lose on the trade. And then the last rule is more so just kind of a general context rule, but time limit 60 minutes per day. Now, usually I'm looking to be done after right around 30 minutes, but because it's a challenge, I'll move that up to 60 minutes, but I'm not looking to be glued to my computer all day long. I have other stuff I want to do with my time. I have other income streams, other side hustles. I have 5 kids. There's just other stuff that I want to do. Now, no disrespect to you. If you like to sit in front of your computer for 8 hours or 10 hours, because then you move to crypto markets or futures that are open all the time, then that's fine. No judgments for me. All I'm saying is for me, where I'm in my stage of life, I'm really not looking to sit in front of my computer for hours on end. So I'll give myself a 1 hour time limit. And then to really wrap things up, the 2 key rules that matter most that I want everybody to judge me on moving forward is that maximum loss and price target of 1R minimum. And I bring that up because those 2 rules stand out like a sore thumb, right? If you're watching and all of a sudden I'm at a $600 loss, you'll be able to say, Clay, you literally failed the challenge. You told us that you'd be able to you wouldn't take more than 500, and here you are at 500 or 600 or 1,000, right? If I'm at 1,000, then clearly I've lost it. I've gone on tilt, right? I think we've all gone on tilt. We've completely lost our minds, and that's a very obvious one to see. Or if okay, Clay, hey Clay, you were risking 50 cents. But you took that first profit target at 20 cents. That wasn't even anywhere close to what you were risking, right? Those are 2 very obvious ones that should be, per my premise, per my argument, quite straightforward to follow. Now, the other ones I realize stop loss is optional, so you start to get into a little bit of subjectivity. When the price target is hit, how much of your position are you selling, if you're selling at all. So yeah, there's a little bit of gray area there, but I want to focus on those 2 that, yeah, those ones are black and white. It is what it is. $500, if I go over that, very clear violation of the rule, or if I'm taking profits before I even hit that first price target, very, very obvious break of the rules. So one final time, there are the rules. I don't know if you want to take a screenshot. I don't know how much you care about this, but those are rules if you want to hold me accountable, and I'd love for you to hold me accountable as you see the challenge play out, but those are the rules one final time to see them all in summary. So that is how the Degenerate Trader or Degenerate Gambler Trading Challenge is going to go. DGTC is what, maybe we can get the hashtag going. But that's how it's going to play out. And how's it going to go? I have no idea. Like I said, it could be over in 5 days. But the goal here is I want to show that I'm going to be able to follow those rules. And I say this kind of arrogantly because I just have massive confidence in myself because I literally don't care about the $2,500. I literally don't care about it. So let's have some fun with it. Let's just see what happens. But once again, that's all taking place in a harness, in a structured way with rules. And because there's no really subjectivity, because there's kind of some hard mechanical rules, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with mechanical rules. Like I said, how it turns out, I don't know, but that's not the point. The point is not this is some sort of holy grail system. No, the holy grail is how you think about your money, how you got to think about it. So moving forward, I don't care about the $2,500. Let's have some fun. Let's be a degenerate gambler within rules, and let's see what happens. So if you're excited for this, comment down below. I don't care. If you're excited, if you plan on watching the challenge, comment, I don't care, down below. And if this is really popular, who knows how long the challenge will go. I don't know. Right now, I'm thinking maybe I'll try this for like a month. If I make it a month before, going to zero. But like I said, I don't know. Maybe it'll be shorter than that. I have no idea. I'm for sure going to do it for at least a week. So the next 5 days of next week, every day I'll post a video sometime in the afternoon after I'm done and after we get it uploaded. So how long does it go? I have no idea. That's all going to be a function of how popular it is. So if you are enjoying, if you want me to keep doing the challenge and things like this, then the easiest way to communicate that to me is hit the like button, comment down below. In this situation, just comment, I don't care. Because remember, that's the mentality that we want to have as traders towards our money that's being risked. I don't care. So comment below, hit that like button. And if you haven't yet, definitely subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you on Monday and let the degenerate gambling begin. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.